This is the holiest time of the year for the world's 1 billion Catholics. This week marks the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Pope Benedict celebrated Mass this morning at the Basilica in Rome. This evening, the pontiff will recreate the Last Supper and wash the feet of 12 priests, a traditional sign of humility. But change is underway for English-speaking Catholics. 10 News reporter Isabel Mascareñas explains how the Mass is about to change.
The Catholic Church's roots are deep in tradition. On November 27th, changes to the Mass, the first in 40 years, is designed to return to its Latin roots.
But I have been a Catholic my whole life, and I guess I'll have to start over.
Not quite, but Sharon Rhodes and other English-speaking Catholics worldwide will have to relearn a few things. During the Mass, the people's response to the priest is, and also with you. That's replaced with, and with your spirit. When Catholics profess their faith, phrases in the prayer will change, such as the seen and unseen to things visible and invisible. The phrase one in being with the Father to consubstantial with the Father.
If the meaning's not changing, what's the purpose for changing it? What's the intent behind it all?
Bishop Robert Lynch heads the Diocese of St. Petersburg. He says the change is twofold.
One was to make sure that all of the English-speaking countries in the world use the same translation. The second one was to go back to a more literal or close translation of the Latin.
Bishop Lynch says he was not sold on the new translation at first. He voted no at the bishops' conference, wanting a less literal translation and one easier to understand, but now sees the need for some modification.
The changes do take you deeper into the mystery of the Mass than the current language, which tended somewhat to simplify.
Bishop Lynch says making these changes to the Mass won't cost the Church much money. That's because the prayer books, the missalettes, are often replaced. When the Latin Mass was translated to English 40 years ago, the process took 7 months. This latest translation has taken 10 years.
What's Mass going to be like for you now? You have
confusing.
In St. Petersburg, Isabel Mascareñas, 10 News.
Bishop Lynch says parishioners will have aides to guide them through the changes this fall, and the priests will also be impacted by the new language. Once again, it's the wording, not the ritual, that will change.